Absolutely, yeah. All right, we are live on YouTube. How is everybody doing today? How are you all doing today? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. As you can see, it is raining once again here in Redwood City, California, but it's a light rain. It's not very heavy rain like we got several days ago for a couple of days, and it just flooded the hell out of the San Francisco Bay Area and all of Northern California. And I believe the storm moved down south. So I hope my friends down in Southern California are just preparing. You never know. Lots of people lost power here in the Bay Area. Lots of roads were flooded. Fortunately, where I live, we did not lose power, and there really wasn't any flooding. So we're lucky. But anyway, yeah, it's rainy again, and it just it's a lot better than it was the other day. I'll put it to you that way. It's a light rain, and I believe for the most part it's going to be a light to moderate rain this whole week. Nothing like we saw a few days back for a few days, where some areas got 3 to 4 inches of rain. I mean, that's just a lot. But we needed it. So anyway, I just went live on the fly here today. Have already had a very, very busy day. And it's going to continue to be a busy day after this show and for the rest of the week. Most of you that have been following me for a while now know about little over 3 weeks ago, my lady and I started doing door dashing, and we also started doing Uber Eats last week. It's this phenomenon called multi-apping, because sometimes you don't get orders from one company, but if you run 2 apps at once, you're more than likely to keep yourself busy instead of sitting around waiting for orders to come in. That's definitely helped out my lady and I. It's a side gig, a side hustle that we started doing about 3 weeks ago, because like I've been saying, we incurred some unexpected expenses over 2022, and we're just trying to catch up, and it's actually going quite well. It's been going very, very well, and I'm going to be sharing a lot more about my experiences going door dashing and what kind of orders I'm getting, how much they're paying me, what orders to accept, what orders to decline. Does your acceptance rate matter? What really matters when you're a door dasher? If you're doing Uber Eats, do they look at you in the same way that DoorDash does? No, it's a little bit different. They're a little bit more lax, but the concept is very similar. I'm going to be sharing a lot of information regarding my experiences going out there door dashing with my lady and I. Now, sometimes I go by myself. Sometimes I go with my lady. And together, her and I are working on building our future together at home, and through the work that we're doing to make money, etc. And we're able to do that because we're a good team. We're a phenomenal team. And we truly love each other, and we have each other's best interests in our heads and our hearts. Do we have our moments? Absolutely. We have lots of those moments, but at the end of the day, both of us knows what matters the most, and that's each other. But here's another thing, and this is what I try to explain to my lady, and maybe guys, you've tried to explain this to your lady or ladies in the past, right? When it comes to money, you've got to have enough to pay your bills, or it just causes issues, right? And when times are tough, it comes at the expense of something. When you need to work more hours to make up for a lack of income or an abundance of unexpected expenses, it's going to come at the expense of something else. And that's something you have to really learn to explain to your significant other. You know, if you both are in a relationship, especially if you're living together, or even if you're married, you've got to communicate. And, you know, if there's, like I said, if there's a lack of income or, you know, a bunch of unexpected expenses come into play, you both have to figure out how to make that happen, right? And yeah, it may come at the expense of, you know, spending some romantic time together or going on some weekend getaways and stuff like that, but it's not always going to be that way. Sometimes you have to make those sacrifices in order to just survive, right? And that's all it is, but it's very hard for many women to understand that. Now, you know, women that are in the working world nowadays may more so understand it. But still, you know, let's say their income is not enough and they're in a relationship with a man, and combined, both of your incomes were enough, but you had some unexpected expenses to the point of where now you both have to work extra hours or do a couple side hustles, which is going to take more time. You got to understand that. You got to do what you got to do. And any good man, his first priority is to provide for his family, to provide for the people he loves and cares for. Basically, first of all, take care of himself so he can be able to provide, but that's a man's first priority, is to be the provider, right? But nowadays, you know, if you're going out there and providing, you're working extra hours, and, you know, let's say you know, you're not able to spend some romantic time with your lady or something like that. Nowadays, you know, if that happens a few times, your lady will just go and screw someone behind your back. My lady wouldn't do that, but I know there are many that would, right? That's where I think, you know, one of the main issues that we have today is, you know, yeah, women wanted to be liberated, and that's all good, and I respect the working woman, but they still expect the man to have an abundance of money and to not work as much and to satisfy them sexually every night and to satisfy every, you know, part of their emotions, right? And give your lady all her attention, you know? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do as a man to provide, and it needs to be understood, or at least it should be understood. Hey babe, how you doing? Can you hear me okay? Is my sound coming through? Can you hear the sound coming through the squishy ball or the furry mic or the windscreen? I'm sorry, I didn't see you a second ago there. I don't know what time it is right now. It said you commented at 3:19. Today is going to be a very simple show. I believe it's episode number 450. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's episode number 450. And plain and simple, I just want to know, how's your 2023 started off? It's the second day of 2023. And you are correct. Thanks, babe. Thank you so much. Is the audio okay? Is it coming through? Can you hear this? Is it coming through the headset? It is sprinkling a little bit right now. Thankfully, these phones, yes, sir. Okay. Awesome, ma'am. I'll call you ma'am. You call me sir, babe. I'll call you ma'am. How's that? Yeah. Well, thankfully, these phones are waterproof nowadays, or like water resistant, which is a fancy way of saying practically waterproof. Yeah, there's a slight difference, but they're water resistant up to 30 feet, 10 meters. So, this thing getting rained on a little bit, no problem. No problem. Yeah, it's like 48 degrees, 47 degrees right now here in Redwood City, California. Got 2 layers under this jacket and my spider gloves. Spider. But yeah, how's your 2023 been going, folks? I gotta tell you, my 2023 and my lady's 2023 has started off very well. We had a very, very good December. We had a very, very good December. And, one of the biggest topics people talk about is money, right? And, in the past, I've been one that didn't really want to talk about money, but I'm beginning to realize how important it is for people to want to talk about money and find better ways to save money, make money, and invest money, or find opportunities like side hustles to bring in a little extra money, like my lady and I are doing in times of need, right? And I will say this. As a prelude to what's coming on my main channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas, probably starting next week, okay? If you've been thinking about door dashing or doing Uber Eats or driving for Uber or Lyft or doing any one of those side gigs in the gig economy, right? I'm going to share with you everything I've learned in a little under a month of me doing this. I've been an entrepreneur for 15 years, so I figured things out very quickly. But I've learned a lot about what works to make good money with DoorDash, Uber Eats. Those are the only 2 that I use right now, but I'm on the waiting list for Grubhub. And who knows, maybe I'll do Instacart one day, I don't know. But DoorDash and Uber Eats keep me busy. I went out for just under 4 hours earlier today and I made almost $72, which is pretty good for food delivery, where most other people make crap. Yesterday, my lady and I on New Year's Day, we made $161 or $162 delivering food in just under 8 hours of work. And that's between multi-apping through DoorDash and Uber Eats. Now, some of you may have tried this in the past and not made much money or not gotten much business. I'm going to share why you're probably not getting business and what you can do to get business in these upcoming pre-recorded videos I do. I may have to even invest in a GoPro because I'm going to be recording some videos as I'm making deliveries. Obviously, the camera will be pointed downward because, we don't want to get any of the customers' faces or anything, but you can hear the audio and stuff. And you can kind of hear the interaction. You got to be real careful when you create these videos nowadays, because there is a terms of service, on YouTube, on DoorDash, on Uber Eats, and all that. So you can make content on it, but you've got to be very careful to put someone's face on camera unless you have a release. Audio, a little bit of a different story. You can't uniquely identify the person, but video, you got to keep their face out of it unless they have a release, right? Or you have a release from them. But I will be creating videos sharing with you folks what works, what doesn't work. If you're not making money, why you're not making money. And I'll share why I'm making money. I'll tell you, a big part of it has to do with where I'm at. It's a very busy metropolitan area with lots of money. But there are other factors too that go into it. And my lady and I together will be creating those videos. Who knows? Maybe she'll be in those videos. You'll hear her voice, but maybe you'll finally see her. And for people that have been waiting to see who my lady is and find out who she is, hey, you'll know sooner than later, right? It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. My lady's a big part of what I've been building and she's been building. We've been a big part of each other's lives, not only building something for ourselves, but for each other and for our relationship, but we're also building things to help other people. So other people can come along on this ride and this journey with us, right? So yeah, no, we've been doing very well. And then the day that we were rained out due to the massive storm on the 31st, New Year's Eve, someone that's been a longtime friend of mine and a friend of my lady's too, sent us a pretty sizable donation, and thank you again for that. We greatly appreciate it. Definitely unexpected, but definitely appreciated during a time where I was going to go out on my own through treacherous rain to make the money that my lady and I needed. Right? And I said, you know what? It's flooded. I can't risk my life because she's counting on me and other people are counting on me, and I can't do that not only to them, but I can't do that to myself. And so this wonderful, wonderful woman that's been friends with me for a while now stepped on in, and God bless you. Seriously, God bless you. I'm not leading that ever expect anything. We're very, very humble people. But we go through things too, And it's really nice when there are good people still left in this world that truly care and respect and support, real content. Because that's what we're here to do. We're here to create real content. And it's going to get even more real in 2023. Here in 2023, we're already on the second day of 2023. Boy, I'm glad I have my gloves on. It's pretty chilly. 1-800 got junk. The world's largest junk removal service. And that's great. Yeah, there's a company, I believe they're still around. I think it's a Bay Area company. It's called College Hunks Hauling Junk. College Hunks Hauling Junk. Is this another one coming in? Oh yeah, there's two of them. There's two of these 1-800 got junk trucks coming into the park. At least the parking lot of the park. Wow, okay. Boy, did that speed limit sign fall down with this weather? Wow, it's on the ground. Oh, man. Wow. I got to tell you folks, driving around doing deliveries this morning between 9:30 and 1:30. I mean, the streets were drivable and the freeway was drivable. But there's just a lot of dirt and just debris all over the road. Like you see over there, there's just shit everywhere. I had a feeling we were going to get a massive storm for the first time. We haven't had a massive storm like this, of this nature, probably in over 10 years. And that's why, we were in a severe drought. And our reservoirs were getting just so low. Like our reservoirs hit an all-time low. And I was saying to my lady, I made a few predictions earlier this year. One was that gas is going to, start falling by the end of the year, beginning of the new year. And started falling in like late November, early December. And it's going to hit an all-time 10-year low. And at the same time, we're going to have some of the nastiest weather this year and the biggest rainstorms, at least here in Northern California. That's going to take care of all the drought issues. But it's going to come at the expense of some destruction along the way, when you got so much rain coming down, in a short amount of time. It's not too bad here, but, some of the areas where I work, like on the other side of Redwood City or parts of San Carlos, this is in San Mateo County on the San Francisco Peninsula where I live, where, I'll do DoorDash and Uber Eats. Some of the other areas clear across town, roads are caked with mud, sidewalks, mud, debris, people out with hoses, sandbags everywhere. We got a bunch of street closures everywhere around here. Did you hear about the new heat wave coming? No, I did not, bro. What's up with that? How you doing, Pablo? Great to see you, bro. Great to see you here, man. What about the new heat wave, bro? I sure would like a change in the weather. I mean, yesterday was actually not too bad. It was like 58 to 62 degrees, 63 degrees most of the day. No rain, but the rain is back today. But it's just light. I've got a car coming out of here. So, how have you folks started off your 2023? I mean, let's not count yesterday unless you worked like my lady and I did. I mean, I worked the morning shift on my own, and then I came back and picked up my lady, and she worked the night shift with me. And it was the best day we had. I think, like I said, we made $161, $162 in less than 8 hours between DoorDash and Uber Eats. And I know there are other people that watch me that have done food delivery. So they know that that's a good amount. That is actually a very good amount to make. Now, granted, it's not like thousands of dollars, but that's not a bad amount of money to make just driving, picking up orders and delivering orders. And most of the time, you don't even have to see the customer. You just put it on their porch, take a picture, and you're out. That's it. Right? So what about the new heat wave coming, Pablo? I'm only going to do 2 laps today, folks. I'm on lap number 2. So feel free to share how you started your 2023. And if you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, please get them in the chat. Probably got another 20 minutes or so to go. And then after this, going to be working another 4 hours. Hopefully bringing in another $70, $80. Maybe my goal tonight's going to be $100. I want to break yesterday's record. I want to get to like $170. I'd love to make $130 and I hit 200 in one night, in one day. Like, think about it this way. If you make $200 a day doing food delivery in 8 hours, right? And they're all local deliveries, so you're not burning a lot of gas doing it, right? And I've got my Honda that gets good gas mileage, right? If you do it $200 a day, 5 days a week, right? 4 weeks. And most months have 4 weeks, right? So let's say you do it 20 days a month, right? And you make $200 a day, right? That's $4,000 a month. $4,000 a month. Now, that may not be good money for a main job, but for a side hustle, pretty much the East is going to get hot in weather and the West will get cold, supposedly. The cold weather will move the hot weather to the oceans outside of North America and may cause some storms. Well, yeah, we've been getting those storms. It's I think what you're talking about, Pablo, is a high pressure system. And that's what causes the storms. Yeah, you're talking about what our meteorologists refer to out here as as a high pressure system. And that's exactly what happened several days ago for a few days straight, pretty much. Like, it was just pouring cats and dogs for like 10 to 12 hours at a time straight for a couple days in a row. It's all that warm air and the moisture, right? And it builds up, and all of a sudden, poof, there it goes. It got to go somewhere, right? It has to go somewhere, right? So it hit us in the Bay Area a few days back. And I'm sure there's more to come. But the rest of the week here is going to be just a light to moderate rain. We're not getting any heavy thunderstorms or anything like we got the other night. Or a few nights back for a few days. So yeah, how you folks starting off your 2023? I know many of you that work a day job, took the holiday season off, got some time off of work. Maybe you're still off today, or if you're back at work, maybe you're just getting back into the swing of things. I normally don't do anything special on New Year's. I think the last time I did something on New Year's was like 4 years ago. Yeah, like, are you single, bro? Did you have somebody back then and you don't have somebody now? Is your family in a different area? I'm sorry, Pablo. Nightbot timed you out, but I was able to read your message and all your messages before he timed you out. So my apologies, bro. You'll be back in 5 seconds, and each additional infraction is only 15 seconds. It's not that you said anything wrong, it's just there are spillover words that are used in good and bad ways, and there's no other way around that. So, it's just there to protect the channel. This old school sign has been here forever. Please refrain from standing behind backstop. That sign's been there for like over 30 years. Hey, Alex the Beer Master, how you doing, bro? Hey, Eli, I hope you had a wonderful Happy New Year, my friend. But I had an excellent Happy New Year. Just hanging out with my sister, so have a good time. Yeah, bro. Had a great New Year. You know, spent New Year's Eve with my lady and my mother. Christmas, spent it with my mother, my lady, my brother, and my aunt. And my family, you know, I mean, it's dwindled down. The only other family member we have out here is my aunt's daughter, my cousin, but she hasn't been around for a while. She's been dating or / married. Just been married to someone that the family's not too fond of, and honestly, I really don't care, but my aunt does, and my mom does, and when my dad was around, he cared. And maybe he's not the right guy, but he's been providing for my cousin, my aunt's daughter, and, you know, quite honestly, you know, I just, at this point, if I was my aunt and my mom, I would just say, hey, you know, let it go, just accept it. That way we can spend some more time, you know, with with my cousin, my brother's cousin as well. And my aunt can spend a little more time with her daughter, because my aunt's getting older. My aunt's in her mid-70s, you know. But yeah, that's what we did. You know, it was nice and simple and fulfilling. And you know, at this point in my life, I don't really need a whole lot to be happy. You know, Alex, you get, you know, a man gets to a point in his life where he just wants to feel settled and, you know, just, you know, have, you know, just peace and quiet and harmony in his life. I didn't go that way because there's a kid over there. I don't want to get him in the video. So I'll come around this way. I agree, Eli. I agree. I really do, my friend. Yeah. Yeah, you know, Alex, like, a lot of people, as I've gotten older, have started to call me, oh, you're really square, you're no fun to be around anymore, you're a boring dude. And I tell them, you know what, I don't really give a shit, because I'm happy within myself, and that's all that matters, right? And I've always tried to tell people in the most positive way possible. I'll say it again here. Okay? If you truly love yourself deep within, whether you're a man or a woman, if you truly love yourself deep within, it doesn't really matter what anyone else says. Because you shouldn't give a shit about what anyone else thinks about you or says about you. Yeah, it may take a toll on you. It might, you know, touch a nerve, right? And I get that. But realistically, why does it even matter? It's not worth reacting to something that's going to drain all your energy when you can put your energy elsewhere and be more productive, right? That's the truth of the matter, right? And, you know, that just gives me an idea here, Alex the Beer Master. And again, thank you for being here, my friend. That's what 2023 is going to be about. This is exactly what 2023 is going to be about. It just dawned on me based on what you said and what I responded to what you said, Alex the Beer Master, so thank you for that. 2023 is going to be about being productive, right? Being productive, right? Maximizing your time in the most effective and efficient ways. Hey, Sandy, how you doing? Nothing but positivity and love for 2023. Hey, Sandy, great to see you here. I went out, I don't know how long you've been listening for. I went out to do some driving today. I had the best single 4 hours ever. I made like $71, almost $72 between DoorDash and Uber Eats, and then later tonight, my lady and I are going to go hit a dinner rush for 4 hours because of my excellent status with DoorDash, having a 4.85 customer rating and having a 94% acceptance rate. I'm getting first priority on what do you call it? High paying orders. I've just been getting high paid orders like one after the other. Occasionally I'll get a shit one, but you know what I'm saying? Like when you've got a good record, it makes it a lot easier. You can make good money in less hours, and that's the name of the game, right? Make the most amount of money in the least amount of time, right? Wow, that's crazy. Good for you. I heard those ratings play a role in the gigs that are thrown your way on DoorDash to do. And that's I'm going to be talking a lot about that, Sandy, on the main channel through some pre-recorded videos. I'm probably going to invest in a GoPro because I need something that can record video while I'm on these deliveries, but I'm not going to be showing the customers' faces. I was mentioning this earlier before you came. But I'm gonna make some very interesting videos regarding this, and really share the tips and tricks that actually do work and don't work. And one I shared earlier today, where you live, being in a busy metropolitan area like where I'm at, the San Francisco Bay Area, that's the first thing, right? If you're in a rural area, you're not gonna make shit. You got to be in an area where there are lots of restaurants and lots of orders, preferably with people that have money and that can afford the tip, right? Yes, I use GoPros, and they provide a very clean image and audio. Yeah, I think you can even get a GoPro now that's 4K. The thing is, I got to crank out this video fast, daily, right? So I don't think I'm going to be doing 4K. I'll probably do 1080p, 60 frames per second on these DoorDash videos, and I'll save the 4K videos at 60 frames per second for some pre-recorded walks or other videos my lady and I create in the future on the main channel, but a lot more is coming. And so, I'm thinking over like the next few weeks. That's why I'm busting ass right now. I have a goal today. I was going to set my goal to 170, but I'm going to set my goal to $200, meaning another 130 to go in 4 hours with the orders that my lady and I get tonight driving. I think we can do it. It's raining too, so it's going to be busy. Yes, you can get one in 4K. 1080 makes sense. So happy for you both. Congrats. Yeah. No, I in the studio I have the Sony A6400. It's a nice camera. I can actually, do pre-recorded videos with that too, and also take pictures at 24.3 megapixel. And it does 4K, but it only does 4K at 30 frames per second. But it does 1080p at 60. I just don't want to, I can't lug that thing around. It's too heavy. So, Yeah, I think I'm going to do 1080p 60 frames per second on the GoPro and create like 10-minute videos like every few days. And maybe even do some reaction videos to some of the other dashers that create YouTube content. And I don't want to attack them or anything. I just want to, be supportive of them and share with them that, hey, yeah, I learned from you guys, but here's what I've learned on top of what you guys taught me and gals taught me, right? That's what being a part of the YouTube community allows you to do. Like when you can connect with other YouTubers doing something similar and connect in a positive way, you can both bring further value to each other by collaboration. Because it's not even about competition. It's not about competition, it's about collaboration. That's why I've never been worried about anyone doing the same thing I'm doing, even when I was in the insurance industry, I wasn't worried about other people selling insurance because I had different carriers they didn't have. Sometimes I referred them business, sometimes they referred me business. You never know, right? The Uber drivers that deliver to me that are successful say they went to the top restaurants with their Uber ID number and asked for their support, and it's worked. And Alex, stick around. I'll get back to you in a second. What's been interesting, Sandy? What's been interesting, Sandy, is I don't think I've been stiffed one time on an Uber Eats meal delivery. And the tips on Uber Eats have been fatter than the tips, for the most part, on DoorDash. I'll explain to you why I think that's happening. Now, don't get me wrong. I've received some really sizable tips on DoorDash, but I've received like almost every one of the Uber Eats deliveries I've done has had at least like a $6 to $10 tip. And you know what I think it is? I've talked about it before. I'll say it again. It's those damn millennials. And here, I'm not trying to be critical, but millennials, I'm not saying all, but I would say 75% of millennials, male or female, both, either never tip or tip only occasionally, right? It's the millennial market. Like you can come at me any way you want. It's the truth of the matter, right? And the thing is, especially on DoorDash and even on Uber Eats, but on DoorDash, when you're not going to get a tip, when you have like an order that's, say it's like $7.75 and you need to go like 6.5 miles, 6.5 miles, right? Then there's no tip on that because they're paying you to go that far, right? If there was a tip on that, it would be at least $10, $11, $12, right? But sometimes I'll take those orders if they're easy to do to keep my acceptance rate high, right? And whenever I go deliver those, sometimes even if it says leave on door, the customer will come out. Or I'll sit in my car and wait for the customer to come out so I see who stiffed me, right? And then I'm like, another damn millennial stiffed me, right? It's the millennials. I'm telling you right now, not all. I have come across a few nice millennials, and actually, the men are worse than the women. Right? I've had a few millennial females that have tipped me quite well. But every millennial male, at least, from the way they appear around the millennial age, every millennial male has stiffed me. Or my lady. It's true. I add in 25% tip when I'm ordering or a group, and then add a little more in cash when they get there, but I'm usually feeding 20 hungry people. Well, shit, Sandy. If you're feeding 20 people, and let's say the average meal is what? Let's just say $20, right? 20 times 20, 400. Right? And then there's some fees and stuff. If you have a Dash Pass or whatever, you get a little discount on it, right? But let's say the subtotal is, let's say it's $500. 10% is 50. 20% is 100. 25% is 125. So, whoa, $125 tip. That's nice. So I mean, I'm not trying to get too personal. I'm just, we're teaching people a lesson here. Hey, if you're gonna use food delivery, you got to put yourself in their shoes, right? Rehearsal lunch bills are about 500. Then I slip them 25. Okay, so the total tip is what, $25? I'm confused. Are you responding to what I'm saying by voice or? Oh, so you add the 25% tip when you're ordering. So on a $500 order, that's like 125, right? And then you throw in another, and then you throw in another 25 on top. Yeah, and on Uber Eats, you can do that, or they can even cancel your tip up until an hour after you drop off the order. I believe on DoorDash you can add another tip too afterwards. But hey, baby, how you doing? That's a nice tip. I need to come deliver some food to you. I'll tell you, man, $150 tip, one meal. Wow, that'd be a short day, but knowing me, I would still work the entire 8 hours. My lady would be like, let's go have some sexy time. We just made our goal in one shot. A $500 order, the base pay on that, has got to be pretty good too. It's got to be at least 40 or 50 bucks on the base pay. So that type of order, any driver's gonna, with a tip that big, any driver would be making 175, 200 bucks on that one order. You'd have to fly out that order, but San Fran has some good steakhouses. Yeah. That's a little out of my delivery range. Yeah. All right, folks. Get your final questions, comments, concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in about 5 to 7 minutes. Hey, Holly, how you doing? Holly's Hunts and Happiness in the house. Hi, Eli and everyone. Yeah, Holly. I was just sharing earlier today that I went out from 9:30 to 1:30, 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. Between DoorDash and Uber Eats, I made like $71, almost $72. It was my best 4-hour shift so far. And keeps going up because, the ratings are good. Like Sandy was saying, yeah, with DoorDash, it's all about having first priority on high-paying orders, right? And then qualifying for their catering program, right? I'll get a catering bag, get one of those fat catering orders. I can make, 100, 200 bucks on each catering order. Oh, I'm all over that. It's all good in the hood. Alex the Beer Master says, what's up there, Holly? Spelled Halle. Cheers, my friend. Sandy says, I think you should wear a camera on your hat and film your deliveries. That might make some hilarious content. Well, I'm going to probably wear... Hey, Holly, can you take care of that, please? You know what I'm talking about, right? Take care of that, Holly. You know what I'm talking about, right? Thank you, Holly. I wanted to give you the honors. You know why? Because you're the one that initially caught that several days ago. I pay homage and respect to those that helped me as well, right? It goes both ways, right? It's a two-way street, right, Holly? Got some great gifts coming for Holly, who was the most positive person in 2022. My lady and I are going to be shipping her out some stuff over the next week or so. Just the commentary between Eli and I would be enough entertainment and content. Oh, so now you think we're a hilarious couple, baby, right? I love you, babe. You can make a real reality show out of your deliveries. And that's exactly what I'm planning on doing. But we'll make it fun too. But I also want to make it educational. I also want people to know that they can make good money if they're in the right area. And once you're in the right area, you got to be in the right hotspot. Like, I'll tell you this before I go off the air. Like, there's a hotspot, and again, I don't know if I'll ever put this hotspot public or where I sit, but there's one spot I sit like between two hotspots. There's like a Dash Mart and a Chipotle. I'm like right behind the Chipotle and right in front of the Dash Mart. The Dash Mart is each area of the country has like a DoorDash mini supermarket. You can't go in there, but you can place orders, and then Dashers go there and pick it up and deliver it to the customers in that area, right? And so yeah, but there's one area, that area there. All I do is I park right behind the Chipotle. And I get Chipotles all the time, high-paying orders. I get Dash Marts. There's a PetSmart. I get Wingstop, right? And then as I'm driving there sometimes, like today I was driving to my spot, and I got a Chick-fil-A on the way there. And then I delivered the Chick-fil-A. It was a half a mile. It was actually an Uber Eats order, right? Nice paying one to start off, like 10-something, right? For like half a mile. I was right by the Chick-fil-A when it went off. Pulled in, half a mile down the road. On the way to my hotspot was the customer for $10. That was quick and simple, right? That's what you want, right? And then right when I pull out of the customer, I'm like a half a mile from the Dash Mart, and boom, I get a boom Dash Mart before I can even go to my spot. So that's really good. I mean, that's you gotta know where to sit. And you know, and you got to get your ratings up to the point of where they prioritize those high-paying orders, because initially I wasn't getting all those orders. But now that I've proven myself, I just sit there and wait for my phone to go off. That's all I do. I sit in the car and listen to music, talk with my lady when she's with me, and just wait for the thing to go. Chipotle, ding, 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 Chipotle, Chipotle, Dash Mart, PetSmart. I had 2 PetSmarts today. Big fat orders. Nice tips on those too. PetSmart, you got to go in there and you gotta shop usually, and then DoorDash gives you this red card. You shop, you scan the item, you go to the cashier, they scan your phone, and then you pay for it with the DoorDash red card. And those shopping orders are usually the fattest ones. That's why Instacart, I hear, is a good thing to do too, because those shopping orders will make you bank. That's a win-win. Spend time together to make. You tell my lady that. My lady gets bored driving with me. Like, I love it when she's with me, right? I love the way you love me. Boo-noo-noo-noo. All right, folks, we got 14 in the box. I got to get going. I'm scheduled to work tonight. I scheduled myself for 5 o'clock. I'm going to try to get there a little bit sooner. OMG what? The song? Babe, was that John Michael Montgomery, I Love the Way You Love Me? Remind me, who was that song? I think it was Montgomery, right? Better than BFPs. Film the in-between trips, that's real content there. Of course. Yeah. You know, I need I'm going to get 2 things. I need a dash cam, and I need a GoPro. Have a good night, Pablo. Thank you for being here, bro. All right, folks, we're leaving 14 in the box. I'll try to get another show in tomorrow. Hey, Jenny Sadler, how you doing? Hey, Eli and gang, I just got home. We'll catch the replay. Well, thank you for being here. I'm about to go off the air and go on my second DoorDash / Uber Eats shift. Coach J-Rob, have you calculated cost profit margin? So what is it? In Evansville, Indiana, it's about 12 per mile. Yeah, dude, I'm way ahead. Like, I'm definitely way ahead with gas and everything. Because right now, we're starting to make over $150 a day for less than 8 hours. But see, here's the thing. We're not driving that many miles. Like, we're usually driving 50, 60, 70 miles. That's not too bad, if that. Because I figured out, how to get the better orders. And I've also got my acceptance rate so high with DoorDash that I can decline a shitty order every now and then. It won't affect my acceptance rate. So it's all good. I'll share more about that in the upcoming pre-recorded videos. If you put that on a wish list, we can make that happen. Yeah, no worries. I'll make the money over the next week or two to get it. It's not a big deal. And I've got my investments too and all that. It's just, we had some unexpected expenses between the lady and I. But it's getting there. We're almost caught up. So, it's all good. It's all good. I'll get the equipment myself over the next couple of weeks or so. In the meantime, I'll do what I can. I have a backup iPhone I could probably even use to record 1080p. Not a big deal. And the back road to shorten the trip. Yeah, my lady. I know the whole, the whole peninsula area, San Mateo County. I can drive it blindfolded, right? I know how to bypass the traffic during rush hour and all that. I typically don't listen to Google. Usually, I still use it, but I take my own back roads. I avoid long lights and gridlock. So your profit is about 80 to 90 a day. Agree, gas, insurance, and maintenance. Yeah. And here's the thing, your insurance, insurance is all. I was already paying for insurance anyway. So but yeah, when you fit it into what you're doing, I get it. Yeah, and then you got to figure in taxes and all that. So you're looking at about $80 to $90, sure. But then you get your write-offs at the end of the year, and so you'll pay less taxes. So you know how that goes. I have to tell you and D something. I have an update related to your side hustle. You can call anytime. I heard large corporations tip very well. Hang out by those big corps like YouTube. Also, go to 901 Cherry Avenue in San Bruno, and hang out there and hope for a DoorDash or Uber Eats. It's not bad, $2,400 per month. No, it's okay for a side hustle. I don't plan on working it this hard all the time. It's just that we needed the extra money right now. But whenever we do need a little extra money or just want to, do something different, even in the future, it's real simple work. Once you learn the ropes and you get your credibility up, you get better orders. It's a no-brainer. Any poo-poo head can do this type of work, right? But I got to run, folks, for 58 minutes. Got to get to my next shift. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other. See you all tomorrow. Come on. Why can't I turn this thing off? It's the touch gloves, right?